Wow. Just wow. What the hell did I just watch? Velma is a disaster of a show from Mindy Kaling. It's horribly written, painfully unfunny, and disrespects the source material that it's derived from. Scooby-Doo wasn't a masterpiece by any stretch, but when you compare it to this, then it is. Scooby-Doo was fun and campy and a well-meaning show that hinged itself to a fun narrative of learning to look outside of the box. It also taught us to look at things from different perspectives in order to get a clear picture, something the writers of this show could have learned from. Velma has none of these traits. The moral message of valuing friends and family is traded for treating everything and everyone around you as if they are inferior to you. Why do all these characters, in particular Velma, treat each other like dirt? And if she treats them this way, why would they have any desire to help her? This twisted morality defines each character and character interactions within the show. I mean, all these characters, save but one, are condescending, rude, and downright mean to each other. Why must they be so mean to each other? Why can't we have fun and meaningful interactions like the original show had? The answer to that is in the moral structure of the writers. Mindy Kaling clearly has some problematic relationships with the people and world around her if this is how she thinks normal people talk. But it goes beyond that. This show does everything in its power to break down and destroy the very characters it wants you to like. In the original cartoon, all characters had a specific role to fulfill. Fred was the confident leader of the gang. Daphne was his girlfriend who always seemed to get herself kidnapped, yet was still vital to solving the mystery. Velma was a smart and observant, but often ditzy one. Shaggy, of course, was the lovable stoner. And Scooby, everyone's favorite talking dog to round them all out. No one character was perfect, so each one had a chance to shine. They all had to learn to work together to solve the mystery, despite the fact that no one stood on equal footing. This is equity done right. This approach, however, was abandoned by the writers for this show. As stated previously, Velma is condescending and critical to everyone she meets. Daphne, who is race bent for some reason and is now an Asian girl, is now a drug dealer. Oh, you're really perpetuating the stereotypes, aren't you? Besides that, what else does she do? Oh, yeah! She's also a love interest for Velma, despite the fact that they have nothing approaching chemistry together. Yay for inclusion! Melville, is no longer a funny stoner as he was in the original. Instead, he's a straight-laced student who actively hates drugs because lol. Also, he's race-bent, and we can't depict African-American characters as stoners because perpetuating stereotypes is problematic. Instead, he's just treated as a bland love interest for Velma. What did I just say about perpetuating stereotypes? Oh no, it's fine because the roles are reversed. Yay for feminism! And of course, the worst of them all. I don't even know where to start with Fred. They completely disrespected his character in almost every single way. He is no longer the confident leader. No, we can't have that. We can't have a positive male role model in 2023. He is now an insecure, pampered man-child who can't even cut his own steak. All the other characters talk down to him as if he is a baby. Seriously, this guy is so incapable, he may actually have a learning disorder. And that's problematic, Mindy Kaling. But it's okay because he's a white male and we can do that to white males in Hollywood. He is still Daphne's boyfriend by some miracle, but that probably won't last long. And of course, Scooby-Doo. Wait, in a Scooby-Doo spinoff, there's no Scooby? Unless the rumors are true and Scooby returns as a human romantic interest for Shaggy. By the way, I am aware that episodes 3 and 4 released today, but I am not even gonna bother with those. I'm just reviewing episodes 1 and 2 because this show. Now, I could dunk on something like The Big Bang Theory all day long, but at least that show treats all of its characters and their interactions with each other with respect. Even if characters have beef, it's treated as goofy and lighthearted. But here, every character is vicious towards the other. No one is likable, and all are treated as inferior to the lead. It's almost as if the creator of this show is a megalomaniac. Oh, did I mention this show is supposed to be a comedy? Well, I'm not laughing. This show tries to be meta by blending its humor with real world issues in a feeble attempt to be witty. The problem is most of these are delivered in this awkward throwaway line kind of weird thing so that they are all forced and unnatural. And the rest of the jokes just boil down to either stating something that's so obviously gonna happen or just dumb character does dumb thing lol. And it's just so painful to get through. Is this what Hollywood thinks comedy is? This bland, inoffensive, Marvel-esque humor that is used all over the place? It is just so dumb. I guess I should talk a little about the plot before I go, but I value my mental sanity, which is hanging by a thread right now, so I'm gonna keep it short. It starts with meta commentary from Velma about how men have origin stories that involve them getting more power, and women's origins being how they tend to go crazier. I would say that statement is completely dumb and completely ignores every good female protagonist ever, but instead I will follow the example set by the show and completely ignore it. Then we get an utterly ridiculous scene that establishes how funny this show will be. Seriously, was this written by 12-year-olds? But then we hop to the shower scene. Yes, that one. The one that sexualizes teens. But they are all voiced by adults here, so it's fine? We are only a few minutes in, and the morality is already muddy. And yes, I'm aware of the dumb commentary on how pilots open with gratuitous nudity, but I'm putting as much effort into this breakdown as the show does. Moving on. Daphne's character gets attacked by a hooded figure that turns out to be Velma. But why? They have not been established as characters yet, so this is just kind of dumb. Anyways, this sets the stage for the first body to be revealed, followed by a really stupid joke. I'm laughing because this is just ironic. I get that this is a comedy, quote unquote, but these girls just saw a dead body. They should be in shock right now. And because it was in Velma's locker, obviously the police suspect that Velma was the killer. She then spouts some joke about how lesbian cops are supposed to be good. Where are you getting that from, though? Anyways, they let her go because she obviously isn't the killer. At this point, though, I really wish that she was so that this can end. Afterwards, she, as in Velma, has an interaction with the absolute bellend that is Fred, and he's embarrassed to be talking with her because he doesn't want to be seen talking to a not popular kid. Remember that for later. Now, I'm just going to breeze by this next part for time and sanity's sake, which is just barely holding on. Just barely. But the gist of it is, she's suspicious of her new stepmom or father's new girlfriend. I'm not going to bother fact-checking that, by the way, so take that as it is. She gets a glow-up to boost her confidence because that trope hasn't been beaten to a pulp yet. But the kids are still convinced she's a killer, so they start throwing stuff at her, including a paper cutter. That is a very dangerous tool. So why are they just haphazardly throwing this kind of stuff at her? No wonder this school has such a problem with murders. Now, remember what I said about Fred not wanting to be seen with unpopular kids? Well, he completely 180s by defending Velma. My last brain cell is holding on by a thread. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Velma suspects that her dad's girlfriend's stepmom, whatever, is the killer, but she just has a weird thing about taking pictures of babies dressed as vegetables. I don't know about you, but that seems like a serial killer kind of thing to do. So she investigates Fred next, but his only secret is that he hasn't gone through puberty yet, and apparently has a micropenis. But it turns out he's not the killer, but the cops think he is, so they go ahead and blow his kneecaps out. Wait, aren't we supposed to be against police brutality? Yet they have no basis on shooting this kid. He's not exactly brandishing a weapon and he's not exactly threatening Velma, so this is police brutality. Moving on to the next episode, it's pretty much about her just trying to prove his innocence and just completely failing to do so because this show is incompetent and the writers of this show is incompetent. Despite the fact that they want you to think that they are smart, they are not smart. This is not smart. This is a very stupid show. Do not watch this show. It is so freaking dumb. And my brain is mush trying to break down this show. That's how stupid it is. The treatment of his characters is dumb. The plot is dumb. The comedy is atrociously stupid. Everything contradicts itself. For example, a running theme throughout the show is that every time Velma attempts to solve a mystery, she gets these panic-inducing hallucinations that threaten to give her a heart attack, which is what I'm about to go through if I keep on talking about this stupid show. This is established as a prevalent theme in episode 1. The second episode then promptly forgets that this is a thing until it decides that it is again. There's no consistency throughout. It's all just points to the fact that it's a dumb show masquerading as a smart show. But it doesn't take a genius to realize how stupid and hollow this is. I'm just done with this. Guys, I'm just done with this. My brain is dumb. I'm just done.